its hosts are clover, alfalfa, can also be sugar beets. So just kind of keep an eye out for that. We're doing a little bit of work in the greenhouse to look for some effective control measures, particularly in our sugar beet systems. There has been a little bit of work saying that glyphosate is fairly effective, but a lot of times when that work has been done, it's been where it's killed the host plant too. So looking at it from a Roundup Ready system. And this is just kind of a close-up. Basically it attaches and winds its way around there, and it basically takes its food source, water source from that plant. Another quick thing I thought I'd mention was kind of an update on where we are with herbicide resistance. This last year, the first case of resistance to the bleacher herbicides, things like Callisto, Lotus, Impact, was found in Illinois and Iowa on water hemp. And that particular species also has multiple resistance to ALS inhibitors and atrazine for that particular plant. So this is the first report of the bleaching herbicides having resistance. And then again, water hemp's one of those ones where we've had multiple resistance, and they have populations where there are resistance to the ALS inhibitors, also the PPO inhibitors, things like Flexstar, atrazine, and also glyphosate. So, if they happen to pick up this resistance in with these populations, there's not really anything left to control it. Again, in Michigan, we have the glyphosate-resistant horseweed. This last year, annual bluegrass was also found resistant in Missouri. And I also want to point out this widespread resistance of this Palmer amaranth, and also to let you know, so I've shown this picture for a number of years. This is from Georgia. This is that glyphosate-resistant Palmer amaranth. We've never had Palmer amaranth reported or found in Michigan. And this last year, we saw a field that looked like this. And that's a field that showed up in Michigan, southwest Michigan. So we're doing tests right now. It looks like it might be glyphosate resistant. So we might have a new weed that we've never had in Michigan before, plus have it be glyphosate resistant. So just kind of keep your eye out open for that. That could be a major issue in the future. So I don't really want to cut into Wes's time, and we might finish up with a few things depending on how much time we have, but I'd be happy to answer any questions right now.
In reference to dodder and alfalfa, if the plant, is that something that comes on early? In other words, on a 30-day cutting cycle for haylage or whatever, do you ruin the plant, say, after the first cutting?
The question is, do you ruin the plant after the first cutting? I think with dodder, what we're going to see is that it's going to emerge throughout the season. So you may cut off that first cutting and it might already be established, but I think you're going to have new emergence also that might affect that second cutting. So
when you mentioned that the root system was spoiled and it was just living off the host plant, so even if it's at a stage where it's living off the host plant and you cut the host plant, dodder still remains?
The dodder, if it's still attached, the portion that's still there, well, you're obviously going to get rid of, you're going to control what you cut off, right? But you're probably still going to have seeds that are going to germinate later on that are going to attach, so it's going to keep emerging and cause issues. So now its host range is mostly things like clover, alfalfa, sugar beets, some of those. It doesn't attach to things like wheat, corn, a lot of the grass things, but weeds can also be host. So that's another issue. Any other questions that I can answer, maybe, or try to answer?
I think we have time for a break. I know some of you didn't get a cup of coffee, but just stretch just 5-10 minutes, and then we'll give the mic to Wes.